You think so?
Yeah.
I have no idea what you guys were even trying to do. I think Evie's just in for a penny, in for a pound at this point.
Well,
You're
like
trying to roll higher than a 3.
we had the discussion earlier that we were just dealing with the hand that was dealt us. Unfortunately, we haven't been given any cards.
Listen.
Okay,
Brick
are you
Broker's playing
sure you...
poker. We have a hand of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so I'm trying to pull that pot of greed.
Okay, so did you guys not have any cards, or did you take the cards and throw them in the toilet?
We didn't
have-
have any cards.
So it opened up, like we opened up Saul with, like,
What are you doing for the wedding? That's happening in literally
what are you doing?
an hour.
Like, what are you doing that's happening in an hour? We have been scrambling for we've been scrambling to put together a plan in like negative 15 minutes.
But somehow Victor had time to get arrested. You guys had time to kidnap a groom.
Hey, don't ever say we're not productive.
Listen, we are just. This is a layer. This is a multi-layered plan. It just, we're just building the layers as we go.
So is this like the trifle from Friends that has like desserts and then there's just a layer of meat in the middle because she got the recipe wrong?
It's more like a regenerating onion. Every time you remove one layer, there's another layer that comes.
Like I said, we're building layers, but like the layers go down.
So we've got the first
All the
on
way
the
to
list would be the
hell.
red token.
Yeah, bear with me a second. I'm just typing in some...
Oh yeah.
At this point, the only thing we're going for, Saul, is to kidnap the bride. That's our main objective is to kidnap the bride. Our secondary objective is to kill Randus.
Unfortunately, so I had a secondary plot, going on, but like everybody was like, no, we don't trust the tiefling. I'm like, well,
I mean, very notably, neither she nor Lady Calaris are in the hall, nor was
I
Lady
wouldn't be
Calaris
there.
announced.
Yeah, I wouldn't come here either if I knew this was going to happen.
I mean, we heard the dogs. She's really allergic.
Okay, so the guards are up first.
Yeah. Then green token is on deck.
I'm gonna. Orson's sitting at the table in this square. The guard's gonna come up behind him.
We go to Orson's threat range.
Orson's not going to attack him yet, I don't think.
So these guards are coming. They're coming towards Victor and Edmont as Lord Randus calls for them to be taken back to their place or removed from the hall. Victor and Edmont, are you giving any indication that you will throw down your arms and submit to these guards?
Mon has no arms in hand.
Victor has no arms and
No,
hands.
but you have body language. Like, what is your body language telling these guards?
Victor is going to stand up, do a little spin.
Victor's not doing anything. It's not his turn. My question was, what is your body language telling these guards? Are you guys preparing for a fight, or are you going to submit? I want to know what's going to happen next. That's going to determine whether these guards are going to be hostile or not.
Victor is only going to attack if he is attacked.
Mon's going to go into a tumbling routine.
On your turn this round, are you going to throw down your weapons and submit to being arrested by these guards? Yes or no?
No.
No. Victor, yes or no?
No.
That's what I thought. I got two guys that can reach Victor. Victor's on this square sitting on the table. Edmont's on this square sitting on the table. Victor, I have an 11 to hit
No.
and a 16 to hit.
The 16 does.
4 points of piercing damage. Edmont,
Sir.
I have a nat 20.
Ooh.
9 points of piercing damage. As the guards close in around the tables, Victor, there was just more standing on this side of the room. But you've made it very clear that you disrespect this house. You don't recognize Lord Randus's authority. You're just making a jape of the proceedings, and these guards are not having it. They're going to bleed you out and then drag your carcasses to the ground, or they're going to die trying. So each of them manages to get a poke in on you. So, I mean, the guy standing behind Orson lowers his spear, and yeah, it's on now. Is that all my guards? Yeah, I've got 6. How much experience are they worth? I guess I should look that up, because I don't imagine these guys are going to be surviving for too much longer. And who's next?
Green.
Brandis with Edmont on deck.
Yeah, bear with me one moment. He has a vast spell list.
Is he like
What?
a level? What?
Surprised! I'd like. How could you possibly say that, Brick Road? He's clearly
no.
he's clearly a useless NPC that is good for absolutely nothing except for making our lives terrible.
He has a vast spell list. That's not good for us.
It's almost like this plan wasn't very well thought out.
I will have you know this was not part of the plan.
I can tell.
I mean, are you sure about that? Did Victor not tell you at least now it's self-defense?
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
I can't type, apparently. There we go. Evie.
Me?
Yeah.
I didn't do anything.
You're responsible for these people.
Okay, I guess that's true. I have no defense against that.
Please make a wisdom saving throw. Your DC is
Oh.
15.
Okay. I rolled a 2, so I failed.
Randus calls down the center of the hall, admonishes you for the disruption that your house and your family is causing, tells you to get them under control, and then shouts, "Now!" pointing to Victor and Edmont, and you feel very compelled to follow this command.
Not my turn though.
It isn't, but that's what's happened. Whose turn is
Okay.
it?
Edmont and then.
Oh, sorry. After that, it's Edmont with purple on deck.
Edmont.
Okay. I was following Victor's lead, but now I see Victor was just here to cause chaos. No, thank you. Here's my thought.
Victor just got stabbed and they tried to stab you.
They did.
Yeah, well,
I stabbed him better.
Lord Randus, you're confusing. You're confusing my cousin and I. We thought that this was you just introduced us as a pair of
Clowns. We're the entertainment.
clowns, bummers. Are we not?
What's your goal with this? What's your actual action? What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to defuse the situation without us killing 6 people.
I'll let you use your action to make a persuasion check at disadvantage to try to get Randus to call down his guards.
Sure.
Okay.
Hail Mary.
Four blips out of success.
Okay. Oh, you're not going to like having spent those blips, I don't think.
It's fine.
So you call out that you and your cousin misunderstood. You thought you were announcing them as clowns and you were trying to play the part. Randus seems not appeased. That would be the wrong word. He's far too angry for that. But he gives a very curt nod. This is very well. Approach, the both of you. And he motions for his guards to stand at attention for the moment. That's something you can do right now, actually, Edmont. You still have movement on your turn.
Going to... I can't ready an action. Oh, fuck. Okay, key point dodge. Let's start moving forward.
As a bonus action?
Yep.
The man sitting to your right as you come up. So these are the people who are sitting at, the highest places of honor amongst the hall.
Yeah.
An old man with a salt and pepper beard and a straight back. You know him by name and reputation. You haven't spoken to him, but you've hobnobbed a little bit, and so has your family. The man's name is Vanderbilt. He is a member of the nobility, and he's called Lord Randus's martial commander. What that actually means, you don't know, because you don't know the extent of Randus's military. But whatever it is, this man is in charge of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to dodge, then you're going to step up next to Randus here?
Yep.
He motions for you to take a position here if you have the extra step to do it.
I sure do.
Who's next?
Purple token with Evie on deck.
Those of you at the table back here, so just Evie and Orson, I guess. Most of the room is focusing their attention on what's happening in the center of the room. Evie, out of the corner of your eye, you notice the Seneschal, Leorno, moving along the outside of the room very, very swiftly and standing in front of the door. And then who?
We've got Evie with Orson on deck.
Okay, he compelled me to try to dispel the situation, but it seems like he's kind of taking control, so what am I supposed to do with this situation?
The last thing Randus asked of you and yours was for Victor and Edmont to come stand next to him.
Okay.
Edmont convinced him of that much.
Okay. And I'm compelled to...
You are
assist in
compelled
that?
to assist in this. You get to make another saving throw at the end of this turn.
Okay, if I'm compelled to assist with that, then I guess word of command, and I order Victor to move half his movement towards Randus. I don't think he has to obey that, but that's my action.
He doesn't, but you're giving him the opportunity to use his reaction to move up to half his movement, yes?
Yes.
I would prefer to keep my reaction to uncanny dodge when I need it in a minute.
So you tell Victor, and in front of the whole room, you tell Victor to go stand in front of the Lord, and he does not. He defies you.
In front of everyone.
You've got everybody's attention.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was my action. I can't do anything else about it.
You can still move if you want.
I mean, I guess I'll move here.
Okay. Who's next?
After that, we've got Genie with Ekon on deck.
So Genie and Ekon, I'm going to go ahead and place your guys' markers just to signify you've gone. Your goal is to run upstairs.
Yeah, our goal is to get to the girls' room.
I'll
Victor,
say
have we gotten anything over the mind link?
I probably have to wait till my turn.
I'll say that on your turn, Victor, you can either communicate to somebody in the room or you can communicate to somebody over the mind link, but probably not both at once.
Okay.
I'm going to say you guys have to navigate 60 feet of stairwell and hallway before you're outside the bride's chamber from this position.
I mean, that's just a dash, right?
You can dash there.
Have I
this turn.
heard the commotion back there?
You're hearing shouting and things, yes. You're
Genie's got this. I'm gonna start moving back.
okay.
Right, you're good, right? You're good, right?
No, but go. So I'll dash 60 feet forward.
So, Genie, you're dashing. So you're just outside of the bride's door. Standing outside of the door is one of her handmaids. And you she stands back. My lord, we weren't expecting. Isn't it? It's ill luck. Should I fetch? She doesn't know what to do. She was not expecting to see her lady's groom come dashing up the stairs to her.
I forgot he was transformed.
I mean, I didn't forget I was transformed. I mean, I
But
can't
I
do
did.
anything else.
Well, you can talk.
I'll let you give a simple response to her statement. You can do that for free.
Okay, move under orders of the Lord.
As she demurely looks at the floor and says, "This is very unordinary." But she steps aside, so your next turn you'll be able to enter into the room. All right, then who?
Ekon. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Is this door open?
No, you guys closed it behind you when you came in because Eugenia was going to have to cast a spell. And you didn't
Okay,
want anybody to see.
where's the kid right now?
Drala?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't put him on the map. I'm sorry. I will make him yellow. He would be right here because Genie shoved him to the ground and ran off. He's kind of bewildered and looks up at you, and you can see a mixture of confusion and anger starting to build up in his face. I forgot to roll his initiative, too. It's pretty low.
Gonna move to here. I'm going to open the door, but just enough to peer out of it. Hopefully, if there's a lot of motion, noticed. And what do I see everything in here?
Oh, yeah, you can see everything happening.
I would say it's fair to say that all eyes are on Edmont and Victor.
For sure. Are you stepping out into the room?
No, I just want to look. I just want line of sight through there. Just give me a second to figure out what I'm gonna do.
Sure. I haven't placed them on the map, but keep in mind that all of these tables are packed with
Oh
discs.
yeah, I know. Okay. Otherwise, I could be preparing fireballs.
You can still do that.
Yeah, I am going to ready an action that if 120 feet. Yeah, I'm going to ready an action that if the Squelcher Lord takes any overtly, like if he casts a spell that targets one of my companions or attacks them, I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt on him.
Okay. Guiding Bolt, not Fireball.
Yeah.
Okay, Fireball
Sure,
would be
they're
more
all-
fun.
They're all terrible people.
Also, Guiding Bolt, that's not a cantrip, is it?
No, so I have to hold the charge.
Okay, so the charge is expended whether or not you cast the
Yeah.
spell. Okay.
Yep.
And then, is that the end of Ekon's turn?
Let's see, I have a bonus action. 5 feet, you want to push anybody? Yeah, let's have the kid give me a DC 15 strength check, or strength saving throw.
15.
Okay. I tried to telekinetically push him back a bit, but it doesn't work.
I was as surprised as you.
Victor with red token on deck.
Well, no, I think it's Drala's turn now.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I forgot the kid was added.
Yeah, he's going to stand up. And I need Ekon to make me either a strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics check.
Do that acrobatics.
You don't have to roll very high.
Good thing I'm training this now. But that's still only
You're welcome.
Yeah. Still only a 6.
Still, oh, okay. I mean, the 6 passes. Drala gets to his feet, and he reaches out and grabs hold of Ekon's arm. Says, "Explain yourself, sir," but you manage to shake him off. So you are not grappled, and your speed is not 0 on your next turn. He wasn't attacking you. He was just trying to.
Yeah, and I'm too
grab
busy
hold of you.
saying the words of my spell to really respond. So
And then who is after Drala?
Victor with red token.
Victor, you've been commanded to step forward and stand next to the Lord.
I have.
Not only by the Lord himself, but by your Duchess.
Tumbling would use my action, wouldn't it?
Depends on what you're trying to do.
So what I wanted to do was have Victor tumble forward, say something snarky, and then go sit down by Randus, and then ready an action to attack him if he does anything offensive.
Yeah, so you can do that. You can do a cartwheel on your way as part of your movement.
Yeah. So Victor will get up, he'll cartwheel forward and say, "Lord Randus, our apologies, we only wish to entertain." And then he will go and stand next to him. "How can we serve you, my lord?" And he will ready an action to where if Randus tries to attack.
You keep doing that voice. That voice is almost as bad as the Squelcher.
I know,
Lord's
I'm
voice.
sorry. Yeah.
So Victor, standing in front of Edmont is the man Vanderbilt. Again, you haven't met him personally. You only know him by reputation as the head of his military, whatever that means. Sitting in front of you is one of Vanderbilt's captains. A younger man, but built pretty much at the same way. But you don't know his name. When you ask what the Lord would have of you, he says, "Splay your fingers onto the table and tell my men which one you'd like to lose."
That's not very neighborly.
Who's after Victor's turn?
Red tokens and then green token.
And then who's after Randus? Who's green?
Edmont.
Edmont, here's the deal. If you don't put your hand on the table as ordered and tell Vanderbilt which finger you're giving, everybody in the hall is going to know you've defied Randus and the hostilities are going to recommence. You know this on your turn. So right now, you can assume that all of these red characters and Lord Randus have some kind of ready to action waiting for your next move. I'm giving you that for free. Mm-hmm. So which finger would you like to lose?
Going to ready in action.
Okay.
When Lord Vanderbilt attempts to take his finger, Edmont is going to dash.
So you put your hand down on the table.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt takes a dagger out of his side. He seems amused by this situation, and he starts moving it towards your pinky.
Yep.
So this is all going to happen on your turn. You're going to dash where?
Just remember, I can't sneak attack if you move.
Roll back up onto the table here.
So you leap backwards?
Yep.
Okay.
Do a dance.
Yeah, that's going to trigger a bunch of ready actions.
Okay. I'm trying to pull this out as long as I possibly can.
You gotta do a jig up on the table.
Like
These
a bunch-
guys
How?
can dash as their ready to action. These two are also dashing as their ready to action. These two are already standing next to Orson, and they're going to stab the hell out of him. Oh, that's a 1. That's not going anywhere. I've got a 4 to hit Orson.
No, that's not
Orson's
gonna do
been a good boy this whole time, and now they're trying to kill him.
Edmund,
it.
you wait for Vanderbilt to raise his dagger, and just as he's about to bring it down in your hand, you do a ninja backflip up onto the table behind you. Vanderbilt's dagger hits the table with a thunk, and there are gasps and laughter throughout the hall. But when you look back, you immediately see the guards leap into position. 2 of them advance on Victor, 2 of them advance on Evie, and 2 of them take their spears, the ones that were standing behind Orson. He's suddenly having to wrench himself free of the bench and get to his feet to plan for this fight.
Question.
So, question. Oh.
Okay. I'll ask mine. I was gonna say, does he declaring cutting off the fingers, does that trigger Ekon's held action?
Ekon's held action was contingent on Randus attacking or casting, a spell.
Or yeah.
Neither of which he did.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if saying cut off this. Okay, that's fine. That's why I asked.
He said offensive action, not threats, unfortunately.
If that wasn't a threat, that was him ordering whatever. But that's cool.
So that was Red's turn.
Workout question.
Okay.
I think it's safe to say that there's no dim light anywhere in this room.
It's actually a very dimly lit hall. So I would say these, and pretty much anywhere along the outside wall. Yeah, I'll say you can find squares of dim light. Because remember, these windows are boarded up for whatever reason. The only light in the hall are the torch sconces along the pillars.
Oh, well then. Things are about to get a lot more fun.
Is that the end of Edmund's turn? You flipped up onto the table. That triggered a bunch of held reactions. Lulu is getting impatient.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to use my bonus action to teleport.
Okay.
Edmont. You're killing me.
It's
over
fine.
To here. Over to here by the window.
Okay.
And say, poor.
Victor?
No. Poor Lord. Poor Lord Squelcher.
Oh no.
And then Edmont's going to reach up and pull down one of the boards that's blocking the light.
You've used an action already this turn, haven't you?
Okay. Yeah.
Did he?
Did I?
Ready.
I did
Yeah,
ready
do
in
that
action.
backflip.
Yeah. Yeah. To dash. Yeah, I did.
Okay. And who's next?
Purple token, I believe.
Okay. Well, this really is a long haul, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sure is.
All right. How real are we about to get? Evie,
Yes.
how you doing?
I have been perfectly well behaved this entire time.
I have a 21 to hit. Orson, I also have a 21 to hit.
Okay.
Okay, that hits me.
Let me get Orson's stat block up.
Yeah, you better. 14 points to each of you
Well, I'll use my reaction to cut that in half.
as fire damage.
I can cut
Oh.
that in half, right? Because it's an attack.
Yes.
You can see it.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah, I saw him moving over there, right? I knew where that came from.
Oh yeah, no, he's not invisible and he's not stealth. Actually, I also have a 22 to hit Orson.
Okay.
Still hits.
15 points of fire damage from the second attack. So Evie, you took one of those fireballs. Orson took two, and you
Fireballs?
see that the seneschal, the hunched man, is standing in front of the door, conjuring balls of fire into his hand and flinging them at Evie and Orson.
How much damage was that? Because I had to get his stat block up.
I think it was 14 from the first and 15 from the second.
Oh. Okay. Well, Orson's in trouble.
Is Evie in trouble?
I have this, so I'm not in trouble at this second, but I feel like I'm probably going to be shortly.
Okay. And Leorno calls out from the hall. And he yells, "Master, what is your bidding?" The Squelcher Lord standing next to Victor. So Victor, you hear it real nice and close.
Ow.
If they submit, do nothing. That's Purple's turn. Who's next?
Evie, did she try and make a save at the end of her last turn?
I think that only lasts for one turn.
It wasn't he said you had to make another save.
Oh, I didn't, so I guess I'll do it now.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
I got an 18.
Okay, that'll pass. So you no longer feel compelled to do anything. Also, his serving man is throwing fire at you from the doorway back here?
Uh-huh, yeah, so I think he's not my friend.
No.
Friends are in short supply here.
I mean, my move would be like, okay, walk me through what we're trying to do. Are we fighting now, or are we waiting for Genie to do something?
Well, now I think we're gonna kill the Squelcher Lord.
My move at this point would have been to ask all these. We've observed that a lot of his men don't like him, so at this point I would want to ask how many of them are willing to die for him.
You call that out?
Yeah, I will call that out to all of his men and like.
What
who
is
here
the goal?
willing-
What
who
are
here is-
you attempting to get the crowd to do when you call out?
I'm saying that we're about to fight, and who's really on Lord Randus' side?
So I just want to be clear. You're making it clear to these assembled nobles, hey, we're about to kill this guy and his guards. Are you on our side or are you on his side?
Yeah, because that seems to be what's about to happen.
Excellent. Let's call this a charisma intimidation check.
Okay, I need to check.
Because you're trying to use like the gravitas of your position as a duchess and your knowledge that a lot of these people aren't actually on good terms with the Squelcher Lord.
Mm-hmm. Please roll well. That's a 16.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Are you moving or staying put?
I'll stay here.
Okay. As you call that out, there's a lot of murmuring amongst the crowd. It looks like some of them are just now coming to the realization that, oh, this isn't like a skit. This isn't the entertainment that this is actually real fire. And until the end of Evie's next turn, I'm going to count every square from this table all the way down to the back of the hall as difficult terrain. Because this crowd of people is pushing away from the table and trying to get away from the altercations. As for how many are willing to stand and die for the Squelcher Lord, you don't know for certain, but you're pretty sure the number's fairly low. Is that the end?
Who are willing to die for him or are willing to fight for him?
Either, because it looks like it's going to be the same thing.
Okay, so looks like they're all just running.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's actually a good thing. You just freed up.
Fire space.
So
Yeah.
until the end of Evie's next turn, there's going to be a crowd of people leaving. But by the end of Evie's next turn, you guys will kind of have at least the front half of the hall to yourselves.
Does Evie still have movement and a bonus action?
Yeah, I can use my bonus action to give as little as I am to do it. I'll give Victor advantage on his next attack.
Yay.
You're going to attack the Squelcher Lord, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay, you have it. I need to check the range on that.
I think it's within 30 feet, but
I think
it's been a while since red.
I just need to make sure. The target has to be within 30 feet of me. And 1, 2, 3. Randus is just out of range. I guess I can move here and then here.
You would be
I'm not-
leaving one
or
threat
leaving-
range.
Yeah.
I'll let him do it.
Okay. He will do it. No, he doesn't have a reaction.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
He uses reaction to dash into position.
Yep, to move. Yeah.
you are welcome. You are welcome, friends.
Okay, then yeah, Victor has advantage to attack Lord Randus.
All right.
And that's the end of Evie's turn.
Are you not going to? Oh, you used your
I used
action.
my
to-
action already. The crowd is clearing out now.
Got Orson with Genie on deck.
Orson's getting stabbed by 2 jabronis and fireballed by a 3rd jabroni in the back of the room.
I think Orson should attack.
Orson's
Yeah,
going
I
to get
think
up on the
Orson should fight
table.
back.
And let's see, that is a first attack with the spear and the second attack with the spear. That is a
23 and
number.
23.
it's a 23 and a 23 on both of them.
Both hit.
That is a so that's
Come on.
3 plus 5, so that's 13 points of damage.
And that's the first guard dead.
And bonus action.
Well, he has multi-attack, doesn't he?
Yeah, I used both attacks.
Use both attacks to get to that 13 damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now I get that's 1d10 plus warrior level. He is level 6, so that is 14 healing as he uses his second wind.
All right.
And
Which
that
guard did
is
he kill?
Ors.
I'll let you decide.
This one.
This one is dead. So yeah, he takes these 2 spear hits, and these fireballs crash into him, and Orson spins around, jumps up on the table with his spear, and stabs downward at this guard. The second hit hitting him right in the chin and sends him sprawling to the floor. And now the people around him are screaming, because now actual blood has been shed of Lord Randus's house.
I guess Orson is standing on the table at this point.
Oh, that's exactly what I'm envisioning. He's got the high ground with his spear now.
And
Just standing in like a gravy boat and mashed potatoes.
And then he glares at the guard who's still standing there.
Is that it for Orson?
yeah, he doesn't have
Got Genie with Ekon on deck.
Is Genie even in this combat?
You're outside of the door. You can hear a lot of commotion, but I mean, it's far away. It's down the hallway and then down the stairs, then down a second hallway. You're outside the door with the cowering maidservant.
I'm gonna open the door and walk in, close the door.
When you open the door, Nicola is sitting with her back to you, and she's wearing her beautiful wedding gown. It's very timid by your standards because you come from Ferniscan nobility, but it's gorgeous, and her hair is done up, and she's wearing a tiara on her head, this crown of branches and flowers. And when you open the door, you see her tense up, and she turns her head slightly, but she doesn't look to see who it is. And she says, "Please, not one more step. I've decided not to."
I'm going to tell her, "Get your shit together, we're leaving."
Darian, and she turns around, and you see she's holding a dagger in her hand, and she's holding it to her wrist.
And I'd be like, and I'll do a motion above my face and drop concentration on the spell. We're leaving.
And it startles her, and the dagger clatters to the ground. Who are you?
We're leaving. Are you coming?
Do you have an
Yes or
action?
no?
Do you have an action coming?
I'm going to walk over and, I guess. Is there any windows in here?
There is, but it's boarded up, just like the ones downstairs. The only light in the
Alright.
room is a candle sitting next to an end table next to the bath of water that she had hours ago.
I'm going to hold my house relic up, and
Okay.
I'm going to shoot the window with a firebolt
Okay,
to blast it open.
cool.
I'm really digging this.
I'm stealing the princess. Can I lock the door behind me? Latch the door?
No,
Oh, okay.
because you're using your action to the firebolt and you're talking to the girl and everything. We can't cram this much into 6 seconds.
Right, that's fine. So yeah, I blast the shades off with a firebolt.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage on that firebolt. We'll roll the hit first. Let's make sure you actually hit the window.
It's a window.
Right. It still has an
That's,
armor class.
That's
Couldn't hit the broadside
it's
of
a
the bar.
14.
Okay, roll damage.
Your firebolts do a lot of damage, though.
Firebolt.
Your firebolts do a lot of damage.
Right.
Because you had your little class feature thing to them.
Also, they scaled up at level 5, don't they?
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
19 points of fire damage.
So you launch a firebolt at the window, and the thing bursts outwards with a blast of fire and smoke and sends the debris scattering out into the yard. The girl is completely out of sorts. You've asked her a question, but she's too startled and too confused, and you've just blown up part of her room like she has no idea what's going on. So you do
I
not get a
guess-
yes or no from her.
I guess the last thing I'll do is just walk up to her and I'm not going to I put my arm on her shoulder, but to get ready to usher her out the window next turn.
Okay,
But I don't I'm not trying to grapple or anything.
gotcha.
Like if she, and so I just in my turn standing next to her with my arm over her shoulder.
Standing next to her, looking down in the yard, you can see some of the men-at-arms, some of the soldiers down in the yard, see the debris of the window, and that you're not making. You're not. You're making quite a spectacle of yourself. If you leave
Right.
through this window, you're going to be down in the yard, and you're going to have a couple of these guards all to yourself.
And I guess that's fine.
All right, who's next?
Ekon.
Ekon.
Air's shadow, and Ekon swears as the holy fire he's been conjuring between his hands extinguishes itself. Genie, we got fighting! Yells out down the hall. Move to here?
Remember, these squares are difficult terrain because you're kind of pushing through an expanding crowd.
10, 20, okay, so I can get to here. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Beautiful. Everybody's in range. Okay. So everyone except basically all of the tokens. Except this one I think is out of range. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah. All the other tokens are, first of all, as an action, going to need to make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw as he holds up his holy symbol and air's light blasts through the chamber.
Now, does this let you pick and choose your targets?
Yes.
Okay, because you have a lot of civilian targets.
I am very aware of which one of my spells have collateral damage.
And this range stretches from this soldier all the way down to this one by Orson?
Everything within 30 feet of me.
Here's the question.
All
Do you
right.
want the guy that tried to take Edmund's finger to be part of those targets?
No. I didn't see that. I didn't have a good look into the room.
Well, I rolled a 1 and a 1 and a 7. I'm rolling the soldiers first. 1, 2,
Sure.
3, 4. I have 4 fails. I'll let you pick which of these soldiers passed.
Let's let
It's only one
this
soldier
one
passed.
pass.
Okay.
Yeah. So everyone, and Randus should be in this too. They all
Yes.
take 15 radiant damage.
Randus also passes. So the
Okay.
ones that failed
they
take 15 damage
on a fail. Yep.
So
or
fail,
7.
fail. They're all just they just
Bonus
drop.
action, Hammer of Air. Using a 3rd level slot. And let's get this party started.
So one of those spells was a cantrip, yes?
That was a action from a class feature.
Gotcha. Channel Divinity.
So this spell is a bonus action, yes.
All right.
So this spell, the spell attack on that isn't great. 13.
13. Will not hit, or will hit. Randus is wearing his wedding garb. He's not wearing any armor of any kind.
He's also as
So
wide
the
as a
Hammer of
house.
Air is conjured above him and strikes down, dealing 13 force damage.
Ooh, okay.
Also, I imagine there's there's a sound like a hand just slapping a ham.
I have a ham in my fridge. I can go get that and simulate it for you.
And then
So the hammer
once-
just bonks Randus on
Yep.
the head.
Yep. And then my familiar flies over here to Harry. This guy, he's going to give Orson advantage on his next attack against him.
Okay. In response to felling his guards and then having your bonk hammer go over, Randus yells out to the back of the room, "Bar the door! No one leaves!" Who's next?
Yellow token with Victor on deck.
Yellow token. Ekon, what's your passive perception? -5, because
17.
you've got all this crowd around you. So 12?
Yeah.
You know you left Drala in the hallway, and you're half expecting him to come out of the door. And something tells you that you need him in your periphery. Like, you don't want to lose track of him. When you look
Yeah.
back, you see him. He's peering out the almost closed door for a moment. And he gives you a curt nod and then pulls it all the way shut from his side.
Mm-hmm. Works for me. Genie, get the hell over here.
Jeannie does not know any of this is happening. Nobody has told
I
her.
yelled.
Genie will.
You
yelled.
yelled, but there's a lot of yelling happening right now.
Okay.
I was like upstairs around the corner.
So who's after Drala?
Victor with red token on deck.
Victor, you have advantage to hurt my completely innocent NPC that hasn't done anything wrong.
I do. So, in response to the question of whose finger does Victor want to have cut off, Victor will point at Randus and say yours, and then proceed to acid dagger sneak attack.
At advantage.
Yeah, okay.
The super dumb advantage dark power.
Yeah, you crit on a 19.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Wow.
How do we do?
Might still hit. Yeah, you
Okay.
absolutely still hit because
Well,
you can't roll
hold
worse
on.
than a 10.
Yeah, Evie's power boosted up to, if you roll less than a 10, it becomes a 10.
Oh, very good. That would be a 16 then.
Oh, 16 will definitely hit.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That's very much appreciated.
I had to make a deal with the devil to let you do this.
I had to make a deal with the devil to do this.
Wow, we're both evil. We're both monsters.
So that would be 18 points of acid damage to which he is vulnerable.
Yeah, so I mean, you do the math. This is your attack. I'm not doing your
That would be
math for you.
36.
There you go.
That would be 36 damage.
So yeah, you take your dagger out and you plunge it into him. And the acid spreads out, singes his fairly nice-looking clothes. This is the first time you've seen Randus wearing clean clothes. And he cries out in agony. And he starts sweating bullets.
Sizzling bacon.
Moving or staying put?
So I would like
Bacon and
to
acid?
move away.
So like if the hammer is like slapping ham, the sizzling of the acid is like the sound of sizzling bacon, right?
So you're leaving Randus' threat range?
Against all better judgment, yes.
All right.
And is this square behind this pillar going to be out of his line of sight?
No.
Is there any spot that would be out of line of sight? I guess would be the first question.
What are you trying to do? Are you trying to find somewhere to hide?
Basically, he'd like to get out of his line of sight before his turn, yes.
There's nowhere you could move where he couldn't acquire you in line of sight within his own movement.
You mean he has a movement speed?
I need you. Oh no, it's a spell attack. I'm sorry. I don't need you to do it.
Well, no, if there's nowhere he can get out of line of sight, then he's going to stay put.
So okay, you're not retreating from Randus then. You're staying right there.
No.
Gotcha. Who's next?
Can he tell Genie with one word to say help?
Jeannie, you're getting telepathic messages that you're needed downstairs.
Okay.
We got red token with green token on deck.
I'm gonna make a morale check for this guy. No, fuck that. He throws down his spear and he starts making for the door. Evie, he's leaving your threat range.
I'll let him go.
Let him go?
Yep.
Yeah, he's moving out of the room with the rest of the crowd. This guy is not... You called out who's willing to die for Randus, and he's thinking, not fucking me.
After I just vaporized 4 of them? Yeah.
Right. That was red, and then I think it's Randus' turn, isn't it?
Yes.
Red's
Okay.
in the other campaign.
What do I need to save against?
The following people need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, I was just gonna
Edmont.
break open some of these windows and
Victor,
let the light shine
Evie.
in, but
Ekon, Orson, this guard, and about 50 civilians.
Oh no.
The Constitution.
Constitution
key
saving
point
throw.
or
Come on.
2 blips to re-roll that save because I don't think I
Your
want to
DC
fail
is
this.
15.
I would have failed it if I didn't. That will pass though.
I'm going to
pass.
use 2 blips to reroll.
Orson pass.
I'm going to use my
That's a
substitute-
pass.
I'm going to substitute my Constitution save for my Intelligence save on this roll
Okay.
using my educated response, and I think I'm going to use 2 blips to re-roll this.
All right, so I'm going to start at the top because I heard everybody speaking over
Oh,
each other.
I
Edmund,
still failed.
Edmund, you spent blips to reroll?
Yeah, and I passed with a 19 or I'm sorry 21.
Edmund, you passed. Ekin, did you have to spend blips?
I just failed.
You just failed. Evie, did you spend blips?
I spent 2 blips, but I think I still failed.
You spent 2 blips, but you didn't get a 15.
No.
Jeannie, did you? Or Jeannie's not here, but did Orson pass?
Orson passed, yes.
Hold on, let me think for a second. I have to very carefully read this spell. Did Victor pass?
Victor spent 2 blips and got a 19.
You know what, Jeannie? Go ahead and make that save.
Jesus.
Constitution 15.
Does the girl need to make the save?
I've made
pass.
it on her behalf. You pass.
I pass.
31 points of necrotic damage if you failed that save. Cut that in half if you passed. So Jeannie, here's what you encounter. You're reaching out, like you're beckoning for the girl to come join you at the window, and she's kind of getting her composure, but you feel just this wave of darkness emanating up through the floor below you, and it chills all the way to your bones, and it hurts desperately. It feels like your body is like ripping itself apart. By the time your vision stops swimming in a few seconds, both the bride and her maidservant outside of the door lay at your feet, dead.
Is there any way can I expend a spell slot to save the bride?
If you have a spell that lets you do that.
Well, I mean, actually, yeah, I do.
Do?
I have a scroll of Revivify.
Do you have a reaction?
I mean, I can just use it on my next turn.
I'll say as long as you do it on your next turn and you do not
It's
wait
like-
longer than that,
It's like a minute, isn't it?
I'll give you a chance. Jeannie doesn't know whether it will work or not. You're going to have to make the decision without knowing whether it will work.
All right. Is it okay?
Okay. Meanwhile, down in the hall, dozens of civilians, including this guard, fall dead as this wave of darkness emanates from the Squelcher Lord. And it's this fierce necrotic damage, the origin of which is unearthly. And he cries out in anguish as he expels this force from his body. Then he drops to his knees, heaving and breathing heavily, desperately trying to catch his breath.
My familiar failed that save.
Your familiars are dead. Because
I'm just gonna put it over here.
any familiars in the room are now... well, hold on.
Pop.
Your familiar might not be in range.
He was on the purple guy.
Yeah, your familiar's not in range.
Oh, hey,
It didn't quite reach all the
Lux.
way to the end of the hall.
Lux, you're still here.
Ekon,
Yeah.
your passive perception -5 was 12, yes?
Yeah.
Given what happened in the room, you think you heard a sound from behind the door after Drala closed it. I'm going to give you the same deal that I just gave Jeannie. If you use your next turn to go save Drala's life, he won't die.
Okay.
Otherwise, that spell reached through the door and killed him.
Does that magical healing? Is he like, or what specifically does it have to be?
He's a commoner with
Revivify.
0 hit points.
Mm-hmm.
If you can administer any sort of magical healing or revivify or anything along those lines, I'll let you save his life.
You got it. Also, Genie, please don't waste that scroll if Cure Wounds will do it.
Let's put it this way.
Or you might need it immediately.
These commoners, on their turns, they don't get to make death saves, but for these two named NPCs, we'll just say on their turn they'll fail all their death saves. If that simplifies the mechanics a little bit.
Works for me.
The bad news is the Squelcher Lord is not dead. He's just
Yeah.
exhausted. He's just expended a great amount of... whose turn is next?
Did it get the guards outside, I wonder?
It didn't quite reach out to the front of the hall, but anybody standing along this side of the building was
Edmont and
dropped.
then purple token.
Oh, you know
that
what?
the-
Yeah, Jeannie, looking outside, you see the guards on the ground next to you also drop.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Did the guards? Can I? Okay.
Edmont, is it your turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Edmont retches for a second and then breathes in deep and teleports back over here with a bonus action.
Okay.
And he's gonna get advantage on his first hit against this guy. This guy has to die.
He's also
like, immediately.
prone. You have advantage on all melee attacks because he's prone on the ground. He dropped to his knees.
Oh, then fuck that. I'm not gonna teleport then.
Just saunter over.
Yeah, just walk over.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Sway your hips. Make a show out of it.
Absolutely not. This man just killed a whole bunch of people. I'm not about to. So that's gonna be a 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
Uh, 5 points bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and with this. Second attack with extra attack. That's another 23 to hit.
That'll also hit.
Or 7 points bludgeoning damage and key point to flurry of blows.
Man, what did this guy ever do to you?
He
He
tried to
just
suck
murdered
all.
like 50 people.
31 necrotic damage.
There's a lot of dead commoners in this room right now.
Yeah. You're looking at another 20. You're looking at a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
8 points bludgeoning damage, and please, the Dark Powers ask him to make a Constitution saving throw. DC is 15, I believe.
Big fail.
He is stunned until the end of my next turn,
Nice.
and one more hit from flurry of blows.
Why not?
23 to hit.
That'll hit.
5 points bludgeoning damage.
Can I ask you a question?
I promise only to listen to the question.
Like, have you ever been more satisfied to attack an NPC?
Yeah. No, I'm really happy. All 4 hits, all did decent damage, and plus he is stunned until the end of my next turn.
He is stunned. Is that the end of Edmont's turn?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Got purple with Evie on deck.
Okay.
Vigorous ham slapping noises commence.
So this... Oh, no, the familiar's still alive.
Yeah.
Okay. What's my movement speed?
Let me see. That was.
Oh, I've got plenty of move speed.
It's a fast little hunchback.
Ekon, before you
Yeah.
realize what's happening, you're trying to like keep track of Drala behind you, and you know the Seneschal's on this side of the room. You cast your gaze left to see if he also got caught in this wave of just destruction, and you see him flying towards you extremely quickly. His back has split apart, and these huge demonic bat wings have spurred forth, and he is flying towards you with fire in his hands.
Okay, so not a flea man.
No, he's not. He is probably the strongest thing in this room.
And I didn't want him dead.
Ekon, I have an 8 to hit.
Nope.
Then I have an 18 to hit.
Go ahead and roll that one again at disadvantage if he can be blinded.
He can be blinded, so that's going to turn that into a 11.
Nope.
And that blinding only lasts for that one attack.
That's one attack. Yeah, it's
Okay.
a reaction against an attack.
So his third hit is going to hit a 21.
Yep.
And that's actually the mean hit. That's going to be 7 points of piercing damage. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. DC is 17.
Made it.
Okay. He comes flying towards you, and just about the time you're registering that this thing is not human, he's summoned fire into his hands, slashed out with his left hand, then his right, and you've parried the right attack, and you're just thrown off your guard, and then he bows down in front of you, and you see a scorpion's tail come flying out from behind his robes, spears you right below your collarbone. But as far
This
as
is
you
my
can
favorite
tell,
monster, and I hate you right now.
this is your favorite monster.
Yes, I love Ozatooth. So great.
You know what? I've been playing 5e for so long. Is that what this is?
Sounds like it.
Close.
Oh,
I think
it's not a
close.
Bone Devil. Well, that's a shame. I love Bone Devils.
I think Bone Devils are too tough for you guys. Well, no. This guy's
I
tough.
think Bone Devil would be about right
This guy's
for
tougher
the
than.
meanest thing in this fight.
Sorry, he's tougher than a Bone Devil. But
Oh no.
the good news is it doesn't feel like any poison was delivered with the blow.
Okay.
And as he stands before you, he looks less and less human as his clothes and skin slough off, and this demonic figure with bat wings and a scorpion tail and large curved horns on his head.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that he had actual wings. Yeah, not a Bone Devil. We've got all of House Veritas on deck, starting with Evie.
All right, Evie. So here's the situation: the Squelcher Lord is prone and heaving exhaustedly in front of you. Most of the people in the room are dead when that wave hit them. There are a few that are laying there groaning that probably won't last long. The real threat of the room seems to be the monster that just attacked Ekon.
These guys just had to be clowns, didn't they?
We were
Okay.
asked.
This was inevitable.
Okay, well, this Squelcher Lord seems incapacitated for the moment. He got stunned, right?
He's stunned.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I'll attack Leonora or whatever he is, but I will.
Don't forget you have a magical +1 throwing
Yeah.
dagger.
I guess I don't. I guess I don't have to move adjacent to him, do I? I can throw it at him from here, so I'll do that. Actually, I'll steady aim because I don't have to move, so I'll
Cool.
do this at advantage, which is good because I rolled a 3, and then I got I believe that's a 20 to hit. Let me check. 19 to hit.
19 will hit.
Okay. And I do.
My new game, by the way, when I'm designing encounters, is can I get Victor to not attack the strongest creature in the encounter with his big hit?
I got 19 points of magical piercing damage.
Very good.
And as a bonus action, I will give Orson advantage to hit whatever Leonora has become.
Okay, is that the end of Evie's turn?
I can't move. I used to steady
That's
aim.
true. All right, who's next?
Okay, we've got Genie with Ekon on deck.
Action. My action is to cast magical healing.
Okay.
To use the first level spell slot Cure Wounds on the NPC.
And for a moment, you cast the spell. You wait, because you're not really sure how to react. And for a moment, you don't think it worked, but then you see her eyelids just flutter weakly.
That sucked. And I'm gonna. No, I dropped the.
Well, I'm aware, but she's confused and half dead.
Okay, all right.